Struck down a provision of the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Amendment Act 2025, declaring unconstitutional the powers that allowed a state committee to block websites and online applications without prior court approval. Elizabeth Atieno has the details.
In a judgment delivered by Justice Patricia Monday, the court found that Section 6, subsection 1, subarticle J of the law granted excessive power to the National Computer and Cybercrimes Coordination Committee by allowing it to direct internet service providers to disable access to digital platforms suspected of hosting content related to terrorism, violent extremism, children's sexual exploitation, and other unlawful activities without judicial oversight. Justice Monday held that the provision violated constitutional guarantees of freedom of expression, media freedom, and freedom of religion. She observed that allowing an administrative body to determine the legality of online content and order its removal without prior court approval amounted to prior restraint, one of the most serious forms of censorship. Justice Monday rejected the state's argument that judicial oversight could be implied from the law, noting that Parliament had deliberately established a separate enforcement process involving the courts, demonstrating that the disputed provision was intended to operate independently. Justice Monday also warned that granting the committee unrestricted authority to block websites without prior judicial approval could have a chilling effect on online expression, prompting individuals and digital platforms to censor lawful content out of fear of sanctions. The court also struck out Section 27 of the amended Act, which criminalized communication deemed likely to cause another person to die by suicide. Justice Monday held that imposing criminal liability based on communication merely deemed likely to result in suicide violated the constitutional principle of legality because it relied on subjective and speculative standards rather than clearly established legal thresholds. While the High Court nullified the provisions that allowed the state to block websites and criminalize communication deemed likely to cause another person to die by suicide, it upheld the remainder of the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Amendment Act of 2025. Elizabeth Atieno, TV 47, Nairobi.